Hello, how you doing, guys? It's Alfred here, and as you can already see by the title of the video, we're gonna be looking at some cool little progressions to get to F minor. Um, so I'm not specifically talking about the key of F minor. You'll notice some of these walk-ups I do, or some of these progressions I play are kind of hinting at the key of F minor, and some are just a little bit obscure, where you can kind of place it wherever you want to. But I'm just gonna show you a few things that I like to do to get to F minor, and yeah, I'll just give them to you right quick. Here we are. So the first one goes like this. All right, and here's the second one. As you can see, I really like the sound of this 13 here, right? Or 6. Play it one more time. All right, and then I have this one here. All right, so we'll just start with those three. So let's just take a look at the first one. I'm going to show you a couple different variations that I also like to do with these. So the first one, if you can remember, is right. This was a variation of it. I can't remember the minor scale this is based off of, right? Right, but it's these notes here. I believe this is the harmonic minor, melodic minor, one of these minor scales. I'll put a little note of it. But I really love the way that this scale sounds, because these 4 notes are all natural to the key of F natural, and then these are the only 2 kind of notes that are out there, right? What makes it the minor is obviously this A flat here, but right? So what exactly am I thinking? What am I doing here? So based off that scale, I'm just pulling these chords from it. Is the best way I can kind of explain it and not making it sound overcomplicated, right? So I have a regular C major chord here, right? And then what I can do is I can go to a B flat chord here, right? This is a B flat in first inversion. And I can go to another C chord in first inversion, right? I might add the 9 sometimes, right, to get there. So think about this as a walk up to like you're in F major, right? If I was doing this walk up at F major, right? It's like another major walk up, but I can use that same walk up for F minor, right? And one thing I can even do is I can even make these fully diminished chords, right? I can make them the diminished chords, or flat 9 chords if you're, into all the theory and stuff. This would be C7, flat 9, because this is the 9 of the C. If I was talking C major scale, and I flat the 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, flat 9, right? And this would be B7 flat 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, flat 9. So you're probably wondering, why does this work? The best way I can explain it is you're moving between the 4th and the 5th, and then at the last one you get to the 5th, right? So it's almost like I'm playing this, right? But instead of playing it exactly like that, I'm moving between the different inversions. That's why it's really important for you to learn your inversions, so you can move between different chords like this, right? You know, it creates for very interesting sounds. And even knowing the inversions of these extended chords, these alter chords, these big chords, right? Right? You can do stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just playing around. I'm just going between C7 and B flat 7. So definitely try out this walkout, this walk up, and play around with the different inversions you can come up with, right? And that's really cool. All right, so the second one, I'm gonna play it. So this is really like, maybe I want to say modern sounding, right? And this is what gives it its characteristic, this sound. It's the use of all major triads, right? But I have these in first inversion, right? I'm sorry, second inversion. So this is an A major triad, A flat major triad, G flat major triad, and then finally I get down to the F minor, which I'm going to. But what I'm doing is if I were in the key of F minor, I'm actually harmonizing this part here, right? Right, if I was in the key of F minor. And another a popular progression in gospel music is obviously the 7-3-6 if you're into gospel music. So I hear a lot of keyboardists play that melody when they're going to the 6, right? So this is actually kind of based off a 7-3-6 or a minor 2-5-1, however you want to look at it. But I'm not gonna go super deep into why it sounds or, you know, how I come up with stuff like this, but what you're really doing is harmonizing the melody what you're on. So, right? And right here, so let's take a look at this first chord I'm playing right here. It's G7, I would say G7-9 with 13, flat 5, right? So I have the flat 5 on top, I have the 13, and I have the 9 right here. What you can really just think about this as playing a G7 chord and just an A major chord on top. So play whatever chord you want to play. Let's just say we're playing D, for example. Put the major, go a whole step above and put the major on top. That's kind of what I'm doing here, right? Right? So that's kind of the idea behind that. But back into the key of F minor. So none of these notes are really diatonic, which also gives it that kind of brightness sound that, you know, kind of makes it stick out a little bit more. But yeah, so if you're really into like chord extensions and, you know, naming, that's kind of the name of it. But I start with this. So this is another kind of move, kind of a popular move, I would say. That's used in a lot of music. So it's this move right here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm starting from the minor third above my target chord, and I'm playing the major based off of that. So right now I'm playing this in second inversion, this A flat major chord, G flat major chord, and then I resolve down to my F minor, right? But usually this happens on the 5th. You see this all the time. You hear this all the time. I'm sorry. So that's kind of the idea behind it. Your target chord is F, right? So go minor third above, right? Minor third above, and you play that major. A flat major to G flat major, right? If my target chord was G, right? What F, or let's say my target chord was C. If I was in C minor. So what would I play there? I would play, right? So go minor third above my target chord. I'm on the 5th, right? So minor third above my target chord, which is C, is the E flat major chord. And then you just go another whole step below. And then your target chord is just a half step below. So that's kind of the idea behind that. That's kind of how I think about that. And of course, I like to add my little colorful extensions, you know, on the F minor chord, but that's not what this video is really about. And the last thing that I'm actually going to talk about is going to be this one right here. Right? So where am I getting this from? This isn't exactly in the key of F minor, right? So it's really not. It's really kind of used, you know, to kind of, you know, change up the sound. At least that's what I would use it for if I'm in F minor. And I'm trying to find another cool way to get back there. That's kind of something I would pull out the bag, my bag of little tricks. But there's really, sometimes theory really can't explain things. So I'm gonna just explain this the best way I can. How I'm looking at this is I'm doing a 2-5, and my target chord is below the 5, if that makes any sense, all right? So you really need to understand 2-5 chord progressions, and you really need to understand, you know, you need to have some advanced or intermediate knowledge about, you know, chord progressions, how chords move around, you know, circle of fourths, fifths, whatever. You really should have some understanding about that to kind of comprehend this. If you don't, still watch. But this is, my target chord is F, right? So how you could really look at this is a 2-5 above the target chord, right? Or another way is, here's my target chord here, and then if I go down to major third, I do the 2-5 starting on that major third below, right? So if my target chord was here, I go down to major third, right? E flat minor, D flat 7. So that's kind of how I would look at that. There's a couple different ways, or you could just know that, hey, you know, key of A, if I go down to major third, right? So yeah, there's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different ways to look at that. But that's just a light, you know, something out there that you can kind of try to, you know, play around with and make your own. But that's really all I had to share with you today. So if you really enjoyed it, you know, obviously leave a like. If you have any comments or you have any additional chord progressions you want to ask, feel free to leave them in the comments. And let's have a conversation down there and about some cool stuff. And if you have any other suggestions for me, once again, feel free to leave them in the comments. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.